One of my favorite films has always been the original Matrix. There are so many aspects of human psychology wrapped up in that film that every viewing seems to give you a new nugget of truth. And one of my favorite scenes has always been the scene where Morpheus has been captured by Agent Smith, and Smith is trying to break him. And Smith starts talking about the creation of the Matrix, this simulation that humanity lives in. And he says that the first few versions of the Matrix were a perfect world where humans just lived in comfort. But the human mind rejected that. And it's true. As humans, we cannot seem to live in a state of being content. We need struggle. We need some fight in our lives. And rather than lecture you about being content, being grateful, which are things that are important to think about now and then, but rather than lecture you about that, I'd more so like to use our nature, our natural instincts, to our advantage, because for whatever reason, we are designed or evolved to seek struggle. But here's the good news. Outside of random crisis events or things like health illnesses that pop up that you have no control over, outside of those things, we get to choose our problems. There's only so many resources your brain can devote to your daily life. And if you choose good problems, most of the time, you don't have time for the bad ones. I'll give you an example. If there's a business you've always wanted to start, and you decide you're going to start that business, that's going to provide you with plenty of struggle. Because as most of you know, running a business is not easy. It has its constant ups and downs and stresses involved with it. So that gives you a struggle. On the flip side, if you don't have enough struggle in your life, you might resort to creating family drama or drama between you and your friends. You might spark a fight with your spouse just because you need that fight in your life. You need that struggle. But if you started the business, for example, and you're just constantly fighting every day for your business, you're probably not going to be seeking out fights as readily as if you didn't have other things to struggle with. So, point being, you get to choose what your problems are, and those things can be things that build you rather than degrade you. If you're spending a lot of thought energy on stuff that just is not going to leave you better off, and in most cases is going to leave you worse off, really reconsider where you're directing that thought energy. Typically, the pattern is that it starts with thought, energy follows it, that leads to action. So if you're spending time thinking about negative things, you end up in negative places. Whereas if you're thinking about positive things, solving challenges for yourself and other people that leave the world a better place, and that's more likely to come to fruition. So you get the choice. How are you going to struggle? Because you will struggle. You're not going to just live a life of contentment. That's not what we do. You will have chaos. You need it. You thrive on it. So the question is, when you make the choice on how you're going to bring that chaos into your life, will it be a good choice or a bad choice? Choose your problems wisely.